Class is in session. I was reviewing this video when I found the video I did review on just prior to this. But I want to talk about this one. The title of this video is, and I don't go hard on these. I like these guys, you know. I'm not trying to, but you know, when they have teachable moments that I can teach you guys, so you guys don't make the same mistakes, or can learn. I want everyone to have better relationships. If we need to do it one man by one man, then let's do it. But if we can save just one person, two people, whatever, send this on to them. But the title of it is Why Dating After 50 Sucks, the Truth. All right. So a little bit of problem there, because sometimes your truth is not the truth, right? If my truth is, you know, and we joke about the women's truth, it's my truth, right? Well, there are facts, right? Gravity does exist. You know, I live on an upper level of an apartment complex, and if I do jump out that window, I will not be here anymore, you know, because gravity exists, right? I can say, well, you know, gravity doesn't exist outside my place, the truth, right? And then I go try it, and, you know, gravity existed, you know, fire will burn you, you know, that's a fact. It will burn you, you know, just stuff like that, right? Anyway, so understand, just because you believe something doesn't make it the truth, right? Let's for example, with dating, you know, probably, you know, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, if you told me, you know, that you could have sex with a woman on the first date, I'd be like, no, man, third date. It's always third date. It has to be third date. You know, they're not allowed, you know, but that was my truth, you know. You know, fast forward to, you know, 2018 in my, you know, 304 phase, you know, and yeah, no, I mean, first date, you know, whatever. Yeah, I had to learn the new truth, right? So we always have to have our minds open to new possibilities, today included, right? That's how you learn. That what they say, you can't teach someone that thinks they already know everything, right? And that's important to acknowledge. So. But he's going to lay out facts that he just thinks is, you know, gospel, you know, and it's, I think it's really impacting his dating life. And I think if we can learn from maybe some of the stuff he's saying that it's not true, then we can learn, right? So let's go.
In November, and I can definitely say with certainty and personal experience that dating when you get older sucks.
That's his experience. Chad, Alpha Tyrone, Alpha Enrique, Alpha Muhammad, myself included. I mean, I'm not including myself with them, because I think that'd be really arrogant. But my point is dating did not suck for me. It got better in my 40s, and now I'm 50. I'm not over 50, but it got better for me. Yeah, so that's his truth. Okay, so, I'm gonna go, let's just early on, why do you think dating might suck for someone, right? Hat, what's up with the hat? Facial hair. I mean, and I do this with a friend of mine, a female friend of mine. She's out dating, and, you know, we'll go through some of her choices. Shirt, what's up with the shirt? Style. When's the last time this man's been in the gym? Has he tested himself physically, you know? That guy hasn't seen a weight bar in forever. And that's not putting anyone down. But this is what you have to do to have a good dating life out here. You have to compete. You're competing. And go back to my video on Wikipedia. You're competing with other men for mates. Okay? So you have to compete. Okay? Just by changing his beard here, by changing his wardrobe, getting something that fits better, by getting on a better diet, you know, and walking more steps, we can improve this guy's dating life probably, and definitely his SMV, his sexual market value, by 2 or 3 points. And you could probably do something yourself to improve your everyone listening, their sexual market value by changing something.
It is very difficult to find a woman that you can be with and that you want to be with long term, simply because they are a smaller pool of people to choose from, because all the women are already married. And same thing.
all, never, always. So all the women after when you get 50, they're all married. No, a lot of them aren't married. But who says at 50 you can't date someone 30? Especially if you want to compete, you got to understand what do you want, right? And if you want a 30-year-old, you know you're gonna have to compete, right? And she's gonna want someone that's in shape. She's gonna want someone that works out. Probably want someone that's stylish, you know. But I definitely tell you, that just like we've already talked about, and I don't want to harp on it too much, but we have to, the obvious. I mean, why do you think that you know, what's a big hindrance to his dating progress? Himself. I mean, dating's a you problem, right? But there's a lot of 30-year-olds that aren't married. There's a lot of 40-year-olds that aren't married, you know? And you can date, you know, you can date women in their 20s, you know, if you get, you know, if you're, you know, you're going to have to work. You do have to work. I mean, you know, they tend to want people closer to their age, stuff like that. But, you know, so there's plenty of women out there to date. You don't have to date the married ones, you know, that in your age group. The pool doesn't lessen. Your pool actually gets bigger. The better your sexual market. He doesn't even know about sexual market value, guaranteed. That's why he needs to go get some books and learn it. But the more your sexual market value increases, the bigger your pool gets. So go increase that sexual market value. Get in the gym, get your mindset right.
Looking for a man. They're already, you know, when they're that age, 30, 40, 50, they're already married. Most people want to be married. So if you look around, the available single women.
Well, he hasn't done his research. Marriage statistics right now are like the lowest in human history. People do not want to be married. And women are following, you know, half of people that get married get divorced. So, I mean, statistically, he's wrong. So, I mean, look, everybody's married. If everybody were married, we wouldn't have a crisis right now of, like, marriages are, like, at 25% right now. Like, only 25% of people, 1 out of 4 are getting married.
Are few and far between. There are a few exceptions, but the majority of good women are already married, already in a relationship, and have been for 50.
Oh, well, only the good women are married. So all these single women out there, they're the bad women. I mean, you see how this mindset's going to affect your dating? I mean, if I were to go into anything, you know, I don't know, a business or, you know, well, all the good companies are already making money. You know, we can't make money. And there's going to be a business starting today, probably. I'm just saying, you know, someone's going to start a business today or next week that's going to just, you know, it's going to be the next Microsoft. Seriously, I mean, you know, did Amazon go, you know what? All the good companies have already been made so far, you know? No, you got to have a positive outlook on the future. You got to say, I'm going to change things. I'm going to figure things out. That's what men do. They blaze trails.
20 years or more, actually, because they get married young and they usually will stay married, or if they get divorced, they'll marry.
Half of all marriages end in divorce. A lot of women don't remarry. Men remarry a lot of times, but the statistics are women don't remarry a lot of times. So, I mean, you know, when you're working with he's making. I mean, this is like, I don't know, like, you remember a lot of you don't remember Baghdad Bob, but you know, do a YouTube search for Baghdad Bob. I should put him in here, but Baghdad Bob he was back in the Iraq War. And he was reporting the status of the war for the Iraqis, and it was a lot different than what we seem to see on, you know, news cameras and, you know, the American, you know, military guys were saying that, you know, and it did appear that maybe the Americans were giving a better story or more accurate story, because Baghdad Bob was like saying that, you know, we were about to be, you know, run over here in America. They're about to come invade us, you know. So anyway, he's making up facts like Baghdad Bob.
Within a year or so. So you have a very small opportunity to actually find a decent mate. Usually, a lot of women, you know, I've read that women file 90% of divorces that are filed for. So women.
All right, let's take that fact. So he's heard that, right? 90's too high. It's going to be about 70 probably. But just because they file them, here's the thing. Women see men in abundance. They see sex in abundance. Men see women in scarcity. Men know 80% of men are beta males. Men know it's going to be hard to find another woman. Men know how hard it's going to be to find another woman to marry them. And so they stay in bad marriages. Men will stick with a bad partner for years and years and years and be in a sexless marriage for years and years and years until his woman has the balls, has to take his balls and put them on for a second and go file for divorce. Let's stop this statistic. It's a bad statistic. Men are just, they're not better, they're not more virtuous, they're not more committed. They are too weak to leave. They're too biatch to leave the relationship. So women have to fight. This actually speaks bad to men.
Divorce men more than men divorce women. And if you look at a lot of the divorces, when a woman files for divorce, not every time, but a lot of times, I know there's always exceptions, and I'll get upset and I'll tore up over this, but most of the time, when a woman files for divorce, she's already been ready to get a divorce for a couple of years. She's already been looking for a replacement, and she'll have that replacement already.
Yeah, she has. And the man hasn't done a damn thing about it. And I've been here because I'm guilty as charged. I had to learn. And that's why I'm no better than anybody, you know? But yeah, she has. She's been making an exit plan. And you know, not having the mindset of strength and assertiveness and direct and respecting ourselves and loving ourselves enough to go, you know what? We've all been in sexless marriage. Well, I shouldn't say all. A lot of us men have been in sexless marriages, especially at this age of 50. I was, you know, and it's miserable. And, you know, yeah, she's going to be, you know, the fact that we weren't working on a plan, that's just not our nature, you know. But we'll stick with a bad marriage knowing that we should be getting the hell out of it, you know. So, yeah, you know, but that again falls on men.
So they go from being married right into another relationship and then probably married again pretty quick. So it's extremely difficult. You know, if you're dating after 50.
Here's the thing. I mean, newsflash. Not only after 50. Go look at your woman. Don't do this. But a woman can post a picture of herself in a half decent outfit, and she have tons of inbox messages, tons of eggplants in her inbox. You know, tons of. Go look at a thirst trap. I mean, it's actually pathetic. It's you know, look at the men. Hey girl, and look at some of these. You know, I guess some of these women on Facebook get paid now or something. I don't know, and they'll have some kind of, you know, question or something to bait you into commenting. And there's a lot of girls that'll be like, boy, this girl can't find a good man these days. I wish there was a good man that could come mow my lawn above. And you'll see all these guys in the comments. I'll do it. So I say that to say this. Women have always had options. Women always, if your girl's cute, especially if she's cute or hot or whatever, she's got people coming up to her all the time. She's going to have, whether she's on social media, whether she's at work, whether she's at the park, whether she's going to the grocery store. If you got a cute girl, she's going to have options. Women have lots more sexual options, lots more choice, sexual choice than men do. And that's just the way it is. It's not being after 50. It's just the way, you know, the difference in the sexes.
To find a decent woman. What is left, again, there's exceptions. Usually, what is left are women who don't want to get married. They have no interest in marriage whatsoever. They want to be alone. That's perfectly fine.
No. See, here's the thing. And what people tend not to understand, they think we're living in some kind of noble world. We're living in some kind of world where there has to be equality, where everything has to be fair, right? And I'll tell you one place things are not fair, and that's the sexual marketplace. That is the human mating area, whatever you want, but it's a sexual marketplace, right? And it's not fair. And the good-looking guys, the strong alpha guys, whatever you want to call it, container word, get the good girls, get the hot girls, whatever, and the weak beta males get what's left over. And some guys don't get anything. I mean, it's tragic, right? It sucks, right? But what I say is learn what it takes to be the alpha guy, the guys that can compete, you know, like whoever's, let's say, you know, NFL, NBA, whatever, you know, they have playoffs. Whoever makes the playoffs makes the playoffs. Whoever doesn't has to go home and watch the playoffs on TV. Well, same thing happens in the sexual marketplace. You're in a competition. And this is what a lot of people, especially like him, and I'm not going hard, he's a good guy, but he just doesn't realize you're in a competition. And if you're in a competition, this kind of shirt, that kind of hat, that kind of beard, that kind of body type, it's not going to put you at top of the, you know, if he knew he was competing every day, when he goes outside, he might want to, spruce it up a bit. And I say that to all you guys. You're competing. What are you going to bring? What kind of weapons, and when I mean weapons, your sex, make yourself more sexy. Go watch my video on the Wikipedia. What are you going to do to make yourself compete better? What are you going to bring? What are you going to bring to the table to compete better? Seriously, we ask how many times we ask women, what are you going to bring to the table? What are you going to bring? She'll bring everything to the table if you king daddy.
They have mental issues, or they're not desirable. They are looking for a man to support them. They have drug problems. And if you take and weed all that out and try to find a decent woman, I mean, it's very, very few that you can actually find.
Yeah, well, the small animals that have to scavenge, they're called scavengers, Yeah, we used to be, actually human beings used to be scavengers. And after all the big animals would eat, we'd go get we wouldn't get the big filet mignon. We'd have to get the, gristly stuff. And, well, that's what happens when you don't compete. And you're not you're not first place. Yeah, you do have to deal with, but that's champions do not complain. You have to learn how to be a champion. I have tons of videos on how to do that, whatever. But again, go look at my video, Champions Don't Complain. Jeremy Meeks is not complaining. The hot felon, he was a felon. And he's now married to a billionaire heiress and has a baby with her. He's good.
So, I've pretty much quit dating, quit even trying for the last year or so because it's not.
So your team started to lose. You faked a hamstring injury, known as a loser's limp, and you walked off the field because you were getting beat up and passed over. Because there's guys out there looking chipper and dandy and looking, fresh and, those guys are waxing the floor with you. That's what happens. Champions don't complain. The guy lifting up the trophy, women are having sex right now. I'm just letting men know they're having sex today. Tomorrow, they had sex yesterday. Lots of women, thousands and thousands of women had sex, and they were having sex with men, and those men aren't complaining. Now, I'm not saying it's easy and things aren't, things haven't changed a little bit, this and that, but champions don't complain. Learn how to be the winner.
Any fruit, I mean, you look and you try to find a decent woman and it's almost impossible. I had my last long-term relationship was about 4 years, and we actually lived together here at my house, but I kept her up.
You never live with a woman. Never live with a woman, because comfortable is boring and they know what you're doing. They need to wonder about you. So he doesn't know that fact. He hasn't been, I've been studying for years and getting this information and learning best practices, learn from my mistakes. I was in the same spot he was numerous years ago, and I took it upon myself to learn. And I hope anyone hearing this video is taking it upon themselves to learn, because change is possible.
She didn't work. She didn't pay any bills. I paid for the food and everything, paid all the bills, my house, everything. And she would sleep most of the day. I mean, so I got sick of it. And she was gone.
People will only do what you tolerate. If your standard is you will work, your standard is you will not live with me, your standard is you will be kicking rocks if you're not paying any bills here. These are the bills man has to have a program. That's no leadership. Once again, that's desperation. And it starts off with SMV, sexual market value. Get in the gym.
For a few days, because she had to stay with one of her friends at the hospital. And she was gone. And I said, I'm sick of this. I'm done with this.
That's good.
Never change.
Good.
So I got her stuff and gathered it up, put it on the porch, and told her her shit was on the porch too. And she come back to get it and leave. That was the end of that, because I got sick of dealing with it. I got sick of her sleeping 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
And there was another woman that I dated. She this is all in the last 6 or 7 years here. Another lady I dated. She had 2 kids. She had 3 kids already. One was grown, and the other 2 was 4 and 2009, I think that it was, when I was dating her, and we never could get along. And she's never been married. She don't want to be married. So that's another reason, and plus issues and things, difficult to get along with.
Women that like you, women that respect you, don't make it difficult to get along with. Women that don't like you and don't respect you make it difficult. You can have a woman, you watch them. Women are awesome shapeshifters, which is a feature, not a bug. It's a feature. To watch a woman be around a man she really likes, or a situation she really likes. Watch her behavior change. Watch a woman, this is a perfect example. Watch a woman be on trial and she's testifying for herself. She is the nicest, most, well-mannered. She says, yes, sir. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No. When she's on the trial for her life, watch her be so sweet and nice. And we all do that, to a certain degree, right? But women especially. So if this woman's giving you a problem, there was a lack of respect there.
Hurt, wanted everything to be about her family. You wasn't nothing. Everything was about them. You was the outcast. And that's the way it usually is. If you're a man dating a woman that has kids, usually it's her and the kids, and then there's you. You're the outcast pretty much. You're the oddball in the situation.
Well, if it's going to be like that, we're going to be F buddies. We're just going to be F buddies.
Never be equal. You'll never be looked up to as anything other than the other guy, the guy to provide a house, to provide a car, to provide money or whatever. That's the way it usually goes. No.
I'm providing D. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm providing D. And if she can provide good for JJ, well, we're good.
Every case, but in a lot of cases. Went on a few dates and it didn't connect. It's just more trouble than what it's worth. It really is. It's more trouble than what it's worth. Usually, like I said, if they're not already married, then they don't want to be married. They don't want a relationship. And if they're in the age group and they're actually single, they probably want to be single, don't want a relationship at all, or they are undesirable because of mental issues, because of financial issues, drug problems and things like that. Maybe they've been banged by 150 guys in the county, and you know that.
We don't care. Who knows body count? Women's body counts are going to be high. They're going to be up in the 400 or 500 range. Yeah, a lot of them. I mean, it is what it is. But maybe they were already. You never know. One of the most private things you'll ever know, or there ever is about a woman, is their sexuality. So we can get off body count. We can get off body count. Maybe it is high, but we don't know. And I'm sure it is. I'm sure that the dating apps and social media haven't helped those. And yes, I do. Some personal knowledge. Some women, 400 or 500 is about average. Some of these women have been on dating apps for a while. Oh yeah, trust me. I mean, yeah. And some maybe even higher. So, but and when guys talk about 25 and 20, and you make me laugh, dog. You make me laugh. But also, you don't understand women and how much options they have. They're I think Patrice O'Neal had a little spiel on it. If you were a woman, if we all were women, if men had the access women were, our body counts would be fucking through the roof. We'd have 10,000 body count. I would. I know I would. I mean, I'm not flexing, but to be in a good, definitely in triple digits, and probably close to mid triple digits, whatever. It's not a flex at all. I'm 50. Come on. A woman. I was talking to a female content creator months back, and I was telling her about that, and she started laughing because I was like, yeah, I said, trust me, I'm not flexing, because I said a woman could have 1,000 by, just wax the floor with me, so your body count, the men, we can't compete.
Because where you go, that guy's done banged your wife, your girlfriend. This guy over here has too. This guy over here, he's got it too. This guy over here, he got it from behind. This guy over here, he got it from the top, the bottom, the side, everywhere.
Well, the thing is, I mean, if he's living in a small town, I do understand that too, sir. But I live in Houston. I mean, 4 million people. Trust and believe. No one knows your sexual history. No one knows her sexual history.
I mean, huge body counts. You don't want that either if you're a man. I mean, you don't expect at this age.
And by the way, that's a beta male thing. Play is the. I mean, we can say that kind of, but players don't care if the girl's giving him a good vibe, giving him, hey, by the way, how many? Nah, he's getting a good vibe, whatever, I mean, and she's paying attention, giving him good love, whatever. Players don't care. Beta males care about body count. Beta males are overly concerned about body count. So if you're overly concerned about body count, you're a beta.
To find a virgin, however, you don't want one to run through everybody in the county. Everybody looks at you. I've had that. I've had your wife, bud. I've had your girlfriend. I mean, you have a lot of those.
That's beta male language.
Women anymore having body counts, as it's called, when you slept with, had sex with 100, 300 men. It's not ordinary, and some even more than that. Most women, I would say, in this area that I've known anything about, has had probably between 25 and 50 different guys.
Way higher.
I mean, it's pretty common. It's sad, and you don't want that. I mean,
it's not sad. Let's say a woman is. Let's say she's a freshman in college, or 18. What is that? End of senior year. So okay, freshman in college. 2 a year in college, 8. So you're single now, working a regular job from 18 to 25. Now that's, let's see. So she would be 22, getting out of college. Let's say 5 years she has a job, and so we'll put her at average 2 a month, just kind of dating. So that's what 24 in a year, and we're gonna give her 5 years. So that's 100. Let's say we can even be more conservative. 1 a month. She had 1 date a month, and she banged one guy. That's 12 in 1 year. That's 60 plus the 68. And then she gets married. So I mean, and that's being very conservative. I mean, and that would be a woman could do that, eyes closed. Come on, guys. Don't worry about body count. Players don't care. Champions don't care. As long as she's cooperating with you, treating you well, treating you like a king, you don't need to worry about body count.
What's left? I mean, what's left? Why would you want to tie yourself down to a woman that has mental issues, drug problems, former drug problems, has no freaking job, has went through 100 plus people in the county? Why would you want that? Why would you want to tie yourself down with that? Why would you rather be, by yourself? And I would be. That's why I just quit for right now. I might start back and try again later on. But right now, I'm happy being single. I'm happy not having aggravation.
That's good.
So right now, I'm not really worried about that other important thing.
Man, being free and being single as a man, it's a beautiful feeling. Absolutely beautiful feeling. And women love to be around those kind of guys.
Right now. But that is why dating in your 50s is very, very difficult. Because the available women are few, and the available good women that you would want to be with and actually marry is even fewer. Because like I said, they're already married, they're already in relationships. If they get divorced, they were already been in a relationship usually before they get that divorce, so they move from one to another one. That's the way it usually happens. They're having an affair. She's sick of her husband, has been sick of her husband for 3 or 4 years, having an affair.
That's facts. He's right here. But it doesn't make them all bad, but no, he's right. That's the way to do it.
When she divorces him, the other guy moves right in because he was already there in the picture already. So they moved from one relationship.
But that's beta male game. I mean, if you're doing, a lot of ways it works now. If she's having an affair, then, they usually, that should keep going as a fling. He's making it that they're always already moving in with each other. Most women be having rotations out here. Just getting her rotation.
Other relationship. I'm not going to do that because that's just more trouble than what it's worth. So, it's very, very difficult. I know there was a girl that was talking to me about 8 or 9 months ago, and she didn't look bad. She had a good round hips and stuff, and that's nice. And she was like 46 or 47, I think that it was. But I dug into her past, and she was a former drug addict, had been a drug addict for like 20 years. And then I brought it up, and she said she had quit, hadn't done it in like 3 years. But there, any time that it's like that, you never can tell when they're going to fall off the wagon, the saying goes, and go back into it. I mean, they're right on the edge all the time. It's like,
Yeah, just have fun, man. Go bang, dude. You know, you don't have to give, you know. And if she shows you that she's following your program and she cooperates with you, then hey, you know. But you can't, you're getting too serious too quick.
I mean, some people quit and never go back. A lot of people will quit and then keep going, or they'll lie and say they quit when they really didn't. They're just, I just don't trust it because I don't want to invest my time into something like that, put my time and effort into it, and it turn out to be over, you know, in a few years, or turn out that it's there and you can't get rid of it when you find out what it actually is. So it's extremely frustrating. So that's one reason I quit dating right now, because of the way it is. Plus, you know, if you start dating a woman and you actually start caring about that woman and you actually fall in love with that woman, how do you know she's actually in love with you? She will say,
Okay, let me help you out here. See, let me help you out. The way you know, first of all, the best way to know is she has genuine burning desire for you. So what would that mean? Sexual urgency always for you. Sex life will be good. And I know a lot of times women will try to tell us it's not all about sex. Well, yeah, that's because they want to try to manipulate the situation. Just because I'm not having sex with you doesn't mean I don't like. Oh yes, it does. Absolutely, it is all about sex. When women like me, they have sex with me. And when women in relationships have liked me, they've had sex with me. And I'll ask women that I've talked to, you know, through dating apps, what usually will signal a relationship's over? It becomes sexless. Sex, you weren't having sex. You're sleeping in separate bedrooms. So sex is everything in a relationship. That's one. Okay, and number one. So we'll stay with one. The reason that's important is because you want sex, and she should want sex with you, right? And so she should be doing things that you want. Because a woman that likes you and wants you and thinks you're king daddy and thinks that she feels safe around you and you're her leader and you're boss buddy, right, for her, then she will be doing things to cooperate with you. She will be acquiescing to any request you have because she wants to help. She loves you. When women love you, and when women respect you, and women have high desire for you, they do things to help you, to further your agenda. So when you ask her to do something, she does it. So when you ask her to have sex, she has sex, and she has sex enthusiastically, not just having sex. And it's not her duty to have sex with you. She only needs to be having sex with you if she wants to. Okay, let's get off sex, but it goes right back. It is so related to, how do you know, like you said, he just asked the question, so I'm answering it. How do you know a woman likes you? Is she cooperating with what you want to be going on? Is she cooperating with your program? Is she cooperating with your desires? Meaning, hey, I need you to go shopping on Fridays. So could you shop Fridays for me? I can do Thursdays too, no problem. Thursdays work, you know, because you're the leader, you're the boss, okay? Hey, we need to do this we need to get this. Okay, no problem. Is she cooperating with you? Any resistance is disinterest, is lack of interest in acquiescing to your program. Any cooperation with you, the more cooperation you have from a woman, the easier she makes it for you as a man. You know, the more willing she is to do things for you, the more feminine she is, the more friendly she is to you, the more empathetic she is to you, and the more sympathetic because she only can be that to you, the more she likes you. If she's difficult, if she's disrespectful, if she talks bad, I have this all in my other videos, but I'm going to keep answering it. I only have about another 10 seconds ago. If she talks bad about you in front of others, that's all in my other videos, by the way. If she doesn't do what you ask her to do, you know, and doesn't feel any need to correct that, you know, if she goes against what you ask her to do, those are all signs of disrespect. When a woman disrespects you, that is disinterest. So there's your answer.
What they say don't mean much. They can say anything.
That's everybody. That's anything. Anybody.
But you're in love, and she's not. And then she decides to leave, or just...
Once again, go look at my 16 Commandments of Poon. First one, Always let her say I love you first. So you don't fall in love with a woman until she's in love with you. And she should be saying you are F buddies, you are friends with benefits until she wants to have that talk with you and say, what are we, Daddy? Are you gonna come, can I get you to commit to me? Because I want you. And she should be wanting you more than you want her. This is how the world works. This is what we haven't been taught. We've been taught to want the girl more than she wants us because we're living scarcity. And this is a good girl. And this is the first girl that smiled at me instead of told me to F off, in the last 6 months. Because you don't talk to enough girls, because you don't wear the right things, because you don't work out right, because you wear old hats, because you have bad facial hair. I'm telling you, it's a you problem. I'm not going hard. I like this guy. He does good content. He's a nice guy, and he's brought up some good points, and he's funny, and I can tell he's got a good personality. He's a good guy, and all I'm saying is, this is not the truth of dating.
Go with someone else, then you're left there with a broken heart. So open yourself up to all that, because I had that happen to me before. It sucks. It really does suck.
Because winners go out to win and not to lose. And winners enter action number Law 28 with boldness. And they don't sit on the sidelines saying, I'm not dating anymore. The juice isn't worth the squeeze. I'm not going to date anymore because it's just not worth it and I'm scared to get out. Timidity, no one honors the timid. They always honor the bold. Law 28.
I dated a girl about 11 years ago, actually. And there was an age difference. She was a lot younger than me.
That's good.
She was 19. I was 39. We started dating. I dated her for about 3 years, and she was awesome.
Awesome.
She was awesome. She really was.
There you go.
She was innocent.
There you
she
go.
Was pretty.
She had
no drug problems. She had no huge body count.
Well,
you
can never verify body count. Every girl is a good church girl when you ask them. Do not get on the body count thing. You will never know. You will never know. And I got another video on my thing because I'm here to teach men. I am. That's not about me. I'm here to teach you. And I've already said women's sex life is a lot dirtier and nastier than you know. And don't even go snooping because it is. It is what it is. So you don't know.
To get along with. She didn't expect, money given to her all the time. She didn't expect.
See?
She just wanted to be cared about. And the age difference bothered me because I was older than she was, because she was 19, 20 years age difference.
Awesome.
And so I broke up with her because of the age difference, because I cared about
her. What? Did that make any? Awesome girl, blah, blah, blah. I broke up with her because, what? Do you see the problem with this man's dating life? There is no reason you should be breaking up with a girl she broke her heart. If she's doing what she wanted to do, she was pretty, she was this and that. So you broke up with a girl because you were 19 years older. That's a you problem. That's an insecurity problem. That's a lack of self-worth. That's a lack of knowing your value to her. You're daddy to her. Again, not in the weird way. Let's not get weird, guys. Meaning you're her leader, you're her teacher, you're her guide, you're her protector, you're daddy. And you just threw that in the trash, I guess.
I actually loved her. And I broke.
Well, next time, don't let this fear and dating's a you problem. Relationships a you problem. You mess that up.
Her, because of the age difference, because I felt like I was too old and felt like she deserved better. Even though...
What, guys, right there. Why do you think this man's confidence is calm? No woman wants a guy to say, I think you are the best. You walk around with that head up, shoulders back, chest out. I'm the best. I'm the best for this woman. That's a mindset. You see that? Dating's a you problem. Champions don't complain. You see why he's complaining?
Good to her. I was financially stable.
He is a guy. He's a good guy.
And I could take care of her.
But your insecurities threw it all away.
She would have helped take care of me too, I think. But I broke up with her because, I worried that because of the age difference, I would die.
And now, oh my God. So if he's 80 and she's 60, right? And he keeps himself in good shape, you know. Well, maybe she will have to go on a couple more years without you, but she would have had, you know, a long life with you.
20 years before she did. And I know men usually die younger than women do. So, you know, I might have died and she might have 40 more years left.
I ain't worried about that. She won't worry.
I'm worried about that. I'll stay close to my mind.
Things not to worry about, Alex, for 2000. I mean, come on, man. If you dead and gone, dude, and trust and believe. You said she was prettiest in that, you know, and she kept her body count low, and then she stayed with you forever, dude. This, you know, she would have been fine. She would have found another dude. All she got to do is post a thirst trap on Facebook and Instagram. She's gonna have 1,000 D's in that thing by the end of during your funeral, bro. You goddamn.
And I actually ruined the relationship myself because of that. And to this day, you know, I realize that now.
Yeah, you messed up bad.
Differently, but I didn't. And that does happen. You get in your own head.
Yep.
And you mess.
Your problem. That was a you problem.
She would have been a good one, I think.
Yeah.
But now, you know, it's just been, since then, actually, it's been dating probably since the last 10 years. About 12 different women, I think it's been I've dated. And none of them's really worked out. I had that one that worked out like 3 years. But I wasn't happy during that 3 years because she was like a ornament on my couch just sleeping. And some of the other ones last 5-6 months. Less than that sometimes because they're difficult to get along with. They want everything their way all the time. They try to force yourself into your...
No, that's because they see you. They see your weakness. You don't let them do that.
Life.
No. Women that like you don't do that. When you're dealing with daddy, when you're dealing with King Daddy, no. Get your shit. Now, leave that outside. You know, you tell her what to bring in. Oh, you don't want to do that? Go ahead and get the hell out of here. That's why you gotta compete out here. That's why you gotta be able to have options.
I was dating for like 2 months. Actually, what my credit score was, I'm like, that doesn't sound good. That's definitely a red flag. That's what my credit score was. I mean, it's been that way the whole time for the last 10 years here, it seems. And, well, actually, it had been that way for the last 10 or 11 years. And as you get older, it gets more difficult. More and more difficult. And there's still good women out there.
Facts.
But I'm just tired of the whole dating pool right now. I'm tired of learning about it, tired of dealing with it, tired of trying. Because you will get in there, you will try, you will care, and you realize that woman was putting on a show, it was all fun. Or she's actually a lunatic, bipolar. You find out about her past, and she's had everybody in the county on top of her. I mean, that's sad, but that's just the way it is. So, for right now, that's why I'm single, and that's why dating after 50 is extremely difficult. But anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, give it a big thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down in the comments below.
All right. So, real quick, just to recap, that's, dating's a you problem. We debunked all his stuff. And we all know, like, you can go to, everyone's had a job for wherever you're at your job, and you've all heard the negative Nancy guy, like, this place, he could be making $1 million. I knew it, like I said, I worked for the Houston Police Department for 22 years, and we had officers. I love the job. That is an absolute awesome job. And you'd have guys coming in every day acting like it was the worst place in the world. It was, someone looked like, when they would come into work, it looked like someone killed their mother, oh, God. Nothing in the department could do and make them happy. And every time you'd say something good, they'd have something bad to say. So